Transmitting facilities will not be reinstated.
Why are you sure in Russia this month? Holy cow. Hey guys, Arnett, I'm Ray. Guys, recently I went online live and I was playing a game called Beloutro. I don't know if you guys play that game or not, but it's a really good game. It's a roguelike game. But I was doing that online to spend time and at the same time speak to you guys to get a list of movie ideas to watch over the summer. For those of you who are not aware, I'm a school teacher who's currently on vacation at home, who's trying to save money and not go out too much and figure out come stay here and watch some movies and react to them. Last year I did the same thing. I watched a bunch of classical movies. And when I say movies, I mean like classical sci-fi movies. So I was able to get a list of 41. I was hoping to get 50, but my internet died halfway through the live stream. But with that said, though, the little time I had, the hour and a half, I don't know, the stream is still up. I was able to get 41 movies suggestions from you guys. So what I want to do is I'm looking for 50. That way I can do a dice roll and then, randomly pick a movie. But I don't have the full 50. I only got 41. But I figure I'll do one movie for now. And then later on, I'll maybe get 10 more movie suggestions or something like that, maybe. And see what to watch from there. But today, I'm going to start off by watching a movie called The Forbin Project. That came out back, it's called Colossus, The Forbin Project. I don't know what it is. I didn't look it up. I did no research. I'm trusting you guys that this is a sci-fi movie. I don't even know if it's a sci-fi movie, but it sounds like a sci-fi movie. Colossus, the Forbin Project. So 1973 years before I was born. So again, I'm going into this blind. I think I'm going to do most of these things blind. I think it's better that way. That way I can react to it without having to have any knowledge, any type of like trailer or anything like that, and just get my raw reaction for these movies. So again, this movie is called Colossus, the Forbin Project. I have no idea what to expect, but I do know that some of you guys are like doing that stream, that some of these movies need to be watched. Just be careful. Not be careful in terms of it being bad, but like it's a little out there, crazy type of sci-fi. So I don't remember. Well, did I mark this one as one of those crazy ones? No, I didn't. But it is the first one of the list that I got of movies that you guys gave me. So I'm going to react to this. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I hope you guys watch along with me. I hope you like the series I'm going to put up. I'm hoping to knock out quite a few of these and see how they go. So let's check it out. This again is called Colossus. Colossus, the Forbin Project. But by the way, this is hard to find. I couldn't even buy this. I couldn't even rent this. I had to go deep in the internet to find this movie. So that alone scares the crap out of me. So without any further ado, let's check this out. Colossus, the Forbin Project, 1970. Here we go. Oh my God, that humming is killing me. Is that one of those punch card machines? What I like about these old computers from back in the day when you watch your movies, they had a lot of buttons and lights on them. So look at that. So it's like fun. It looks like, something important is happening. Or the computer or machine is alive. The machine is a computer. Filmed in Panavision. I wonder what that means. I have to look at what Panavision means. Okay, based off a book called Colossus. Pretty awesome. Pretty big. Oh, so is this like a mainframe? Yeah, it is a Colossus. So okay, I think the computer's called Colossus. Why is there always a pit like this in some lab? Like why? Why have a why have a giant pit next to a computer or your lab? Like that's the same thing that happened in Forbidden Planet. Okay, maybe because it's highly secured and it has to be locked up, whatever this thing is. Geez, the size of that door, how thick it is. Okay, pretty awesome. I take my question back. It looks like this is highly secured area. What the hell? Look at this remote control. Danger radiation. The controls giving him radiation? Nope. Never mind. What the hell?
Downgrade the biggest top secret in all history to plain unclassified. Now all we have to do is tell the people about it. Thank you. Again. Bye.
So it's like a defense system, which makes sense why it's so underneath a bunker, so well protected. Yeah, United States Air Force.
The defense of this nation, and with it the defense of the free world, has been the responsibility of a machine. A system we call Colossus. Far more advanced than anything previously built. Capable of studying intelligence and data fed to it. If it did decide that an attack was imminent, Colossus would then act immediately, for it controls its own weapons and can select and deliver whatever it considers appropriate.
So Colossus is an AI system.
I would now like you to meet Dr. Charles Forbin, the world's leading expert on computer systems. And if you will, the father of Colossus.
So it's going to be kind of like a AI goes crazy.
Processing units are located here in the Rocky Mountains, inside this particular mountain in Colorado.
Why are we sharing this information in the world?
Colossus works completely without human aid. We make no secret of where Colossus is located, nor do we intend to conceal how it functions.
There's a lot of trust on this. Way too much faith.
It is impenetrable. In short, there's no way in. No human being can touch it. Now, there's one last point, and that is Colossus capable of creative thought? Can it initiate new thought?
Is it sentient?
I can tell you that the answer to that is no. That the immense power of this computer will not only be used for the defense of this country, but hopefully also as an aid to the solution of the many problems that we face on this earth, and the many more problems that we will face the more deeply we penetrate into the universe.
I can already sense all the danger and all the things that'll go wrong with this in a minute.
This can be done. But first, there must be peace. Thank you.
This couldn't fly today. There's no way this could fly today. The amount of people who will be trying to hack into this all around the world will be insane just to have it go crazy on us after we give out all the information.
Hey, hold it down. Hey, kill the noise. Hold it. It's the White House. Hello, Charles.
The first Zoom meeting.
We had a power failure in one of the infrared satellites about an hour and a half ago, but Colossus switched immediately to the backup system and didn't lose any data. So everything's fine now.
Well, now, thanks to this wonder of science, man no longer...
Oh boy, here it's starting already. There's another system. There is another system.
What's going on? Another system.
I have no idea, sir. I'm just trying to find...
Did the Russians? This could be part of the Cold War?
Run over the test program.
Get me Grover. What's the CIA been doing? The activation of an electronic brain, exactly like ours, which they call Guardian.
Guardian?
That's the other system.
Don't submit any further background, John.
All right, that's interesting. I will tell everybody back at home base, party's over. Time to do some updates.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I am. It means there's been a security leak.
No? Spies and spies work with the group. I don't know. It just seems like it's way too risky to put the whole defense of a nation on a computer. I mean, I don't think in real life we want that. Right? You want some human beings in control.
Communication with others.
It's connected.
All right, now enough is enough. Which one of you jokers told the system to display this message? Harrison?
Not me, Dr. Forbin.
I don't think anyone will risk their job to display that message, especially at the White House too. You're crazy.
What does this mean?
Well, it means, sir, that Colossus has requested a communication link with the Soviet system.
It's not a request, it's a direct order.
If it's an order, it either has to be obeyed or ignored, doesn't it?
That is right, sir.
What happens if we ignore it?
If the computer is still operating under our control, nothing. In other words, the order will simply remain in the job stack and will be repeated every half hour.
If the computer is still acting under our control.
That is right, sir. If.
Sounds to me that we're investing in a machine and we don't know all the features. That's what it seems like to me. Oh, this poor president. He's not going to get elected. He's not going to get reelected. It's the big map in the war room. There's no fighting in the war room.
Anything else, Dr. Forbin?
Yes, Mr. President. For the time being, I should be the only one allowed to communicate with the system because Colossus deals in the exact meaning of words, and one must know precisely what to ask for.
That's a big yes for me. He made the damn thing. Why wouldn't be the only one using it?
From the multiplication tables to calculus in less than an hour.
God only knows what it'll be by morning.
It's like 5 years at Caltech in 15 seconds.
I got a feeling all that math isn't just for the sake of math. It's answering it with the same exact math and formulas? Maybe they try to figure out how similar they are to each other.
Well, apparently Colossus and Guardian are establishing a common basis for communication.
Yeah, see?
Started right at the beginning with the multiplication table.
You know, it's funny. Back in the 70s, like they had a concept of how computers were eventually going to be super powerful, you know? But the idea of it being this big, it's like, you know, like to them, I guess it must have been always being something huge. Like, not like today we have a powerful computer in our pockets.
It has been reduced by 90%.
Has there been a hardware failure?
No.
But it was already imagined that the computers will be super big part of our lives.
Right now, they're synchronized.
I've seen that guy before.
Status.
Oh no. What? That's not good. They seem to be way okay with that. Two massive computers. One from your country, another one from a rival country. And the computer talking to each other? Like, okay, no one has control over this?
I will get instantly to the point.
Мои советники сообщили мне,
My advisors tell me
что Colossus
that Colossus
и Хранитель
and Guardian are now exchanging data
которые непонятны нашим
which our experts
экспертам.
do not understand.
We'll stop both machines as soon as our experts can arrange a time. Both to go off at the same time, and neither to be switched on for transmission without prior agreement or at least consultation with the other.
That could be a problem too. It could be a trap. Like, yeah, you shoot, turn your computers down, and then we attack and launch missiles. If Russia did this as as a ploy to get them to shut down Colossus, I mean, which I don't think that's the case, but I'm saying I see the possibility they may be thinking that, and then they can launch an attack. And you know, Cold War, right? How much of this would you trust?
One. Now.
And that's that.
Mr. President,
Tell it the truth.
communication broken on presidential order.
How can I ask these questions if he earlier said that this thing does not have a conscience or creativity?
Communications will not be restored at this time. End of message.
I don't think that's going to go well. He's still looking for a turn to get there. Oh, boy. Oof. We knew that was going to happen.
What kind of action?
Oh, now you scared?
What kind of action?
Why doesn't it answer?
It warned you.
Mr. President, the executive programming unit refuses to function. I think you two better change your minds.
This is the President of the United States of America. We will not be threatened. You will obey your superiors. Transmitting facilities will not be reinstated.
Why are you showing Russia this muff? Holy cow.
Oh, my God.
That's what, 10 minutes?
Mr. Caprini has been launched. It is heading towards the Cyan-Sibirsk oil complex.
Mr. President,
Yes.
хранитель ответил
Guardian has retaliated.
Retaliated.
Yes, Mr. President. A missile has been launched. Target, Henderson Air Force Base, Henderson, Texas.
No. It's like a game of chess. You know, it's funny, this movie's a little old, but it's still pretty relevant to what's going on today. Especially today with AI.
Mr. President, we have got less than 30 seconds to reestablish the communication.
What are you waiting for? Restore them. Hurry.
Peterson,
Yep.
call up operations immediately. Tell them to bring up all of the data lines right now.
Well, the missile launched already. They're gone. I guess you can disarm them.
Проверьте направление и наладьте связь.
Don't hang up. I want to talk to him.
It's immediate. Morris, something's happened. We're declaring a state of emergency.
I guess we didn't have any Patriot missiles back then. Missile destroyed. The Russian missile destroyed. But our missile's still moving. That hit. That landed. That landed. Time for war.
Уничтожены.
The oil complex has been destroyed.
Город со всеми жителями.
The entire town,
У нас должно
the
быть
entire
время для
population
того, чтобы
wiped
осознать
out.
свое положение.
We need time to consider our position.
Now, what do you do now? This thing's not even been online for 24 hours. And look what happened. I wonder what the budget was for this movie. That it didn't show the explosion. Or even use like some type of, what do you call that, stock footage.
The Soviet Union has just announced that a large meteorite fell late this afternoon in northwest Siberia. Official sources state that the small town of Cyan-Sibirsk was completely destroyed.
Definitely not a meteor.
In Rome.
How's Washington?
As well as can be expected.
Couldn't they get a bigger car? Or two cars? Jeez, it's so cramped in there. I don't know. I mean, listen, not that I'm aware of what's going on with our defense system here in America, but I would think that they would have won something like this. I'm not against AI. Well, you know what? I'll talk more at the end of the video because I have a lot to say. This is actually making me think a lot and very thought-provoking movie. And I like, thanks for the suggestion. I really am enjoying this. I can do a little less of the music though. This music a little too intense. I wonder why this movie was hard to find. It's not a bad movie. The acting's pretty good too. I want Forbin? Really? The computer knows his name too? I guess it would.
Dr. Forbin is not available.
He didn't launch another missile. It's not acceptable. Oh boy.
All right. Forbin is in Rome.
Missile launched to Rome. Jesus. This is probably how Skynet from Terminator was inspired by. Right? Was this the first movie that did this? Was the computer that's out of control? Because Skynet is definitely like in the same vein of this in Terminator.
Surveillance?
It's making you a prisoner.
Well, I guess it doesn't trust me.
Disobedience will cause. Oh my goodness. On Washington.
I'm going to try to convince the computer that you're my mistress. Have been for many years. And that therefore I have to be given the opportunity to see you regularly in private.
Why would he care? Why would the computer care? That's not going to work. And what about her? Her feelings?
Personnel files so that she can become a bit more familiar with my background in case this rather nutty idea works.
That's a nutty idea, period. I like the idea before about over giving it extra, oh my God, data.
I am Forbin. Can you hear me?
You put a camera on it?
These 4 cameras in here. There are several others. I'll show you the rest of my cage.
Why would you do that though? The computer did not ask for that. Why would you just give it extra access?
And with this one, you can follow me around the corner.
And that big ass boom mic on it.
This is the living room.
In your room too? In your house?
This is the bedroom over here. It's the bed. Used for sleeping and other purposes.
Oh my God, the camera right there on the bed. In the bathroom?
A martini.
That's a lot of alcohol. If that's vermouth, that's a lot of vermouth for a martini. Yep, exactly. That's what I just said. I hate martinis. It's disgusting.
Well, I need a certain amount of privacy to maintain my sanity.
Oh my God, then no.
My sex life, then.
How you know the woman? This guy could have been gay for all I know.
4 times a week.
4 times a week. This guy's busy. All right, now, can you supply one?
Well, now let me make sure we understand each other in private. By that I mean no cameras, no lights, no mics, and I want her starting tomorrow night.
You know what? With the cameras and everything, like before it was kind of frightening. Now with the cameras, it's even more frightening that this computer, this AI, is like watching you everywhere, even the bathroom. Can you trust Colossus? Colossus probably was like, yeah, I'm not recording or I'm not watching. Sure, I'll shut it down.
Hello, darling.
Well, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's
Could you
good.
please undo this
Oh,
top
I
here?
sure will. You're
Thank you.
beautiful.
I did find it interesting that Colossus he had a mistress. Never asked him if he had a family or a wife or kids or anything like that. I mean, it wouldn't make any difference. I mean, it will make a difference still.
I never complained, did I? Never said a word about that.
Absolute angel.
And the drink was atrocious.
By the way, that reel-to-reel tape player, I want one so bad. I've always think that was the coolest thing back in the day when I was growing up. The reel-to-reel audio player. I want one. Look how dope that is. It's so cool.
Is it all right? May I go to bed now?
I can see how they could do a whole spoof in this movie.
Good night.
Look through the glass. My old Cinemax days. For those who know the reference.
All right, you are.
But there's a camera right there. I mean, are you going to have to perform in front of the camera?
Can we have our privacy now?
You don't know if that's real or not. I mean, you just turn that light off.
Thank you again for your help. I think we ought to get some sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
I'll be so freaked out to know there's an AI in my room with a camera looking at me that even though it's off, you don't know it's off.
What?
Nothing.
Why are you smiling? What are you thinking?
I was thinking about asking you to kiss me.
I've been kissing you all night.
No, I always wonder sometimes if these movies back in the day, like it was required to always throw in some type of love scene. Like, what is? I mean, I'm not against. I guess I am against it. It just slows the story down.
The voice of Guardian.
That's
We
cool.
are one. This is the voice of unity. Forbin.
Manual realignment of the missiles.
Every single warhead will have to be reserviced. You know what that means, sir?
It means it won't take 3 years. It means if we're successful, we can regain control. Without its weapons, Colossus is just a souped-up adding machine.
Colossus is monitoring on each step of the way, and the Russian machine is doing the same.
Retargeting. Latitude 19 degrees, 26 minutes and 5 seconds. Longitude 99 degrees, 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Did this movie come out like when the Hays Code was abolished? Like, and I asked that because I understand the Hays Code, like the bad guys can never win.
Now run.
So this is what we're hoping is gonna overload this computer, right? This is what it is.
Forbin. The System Programming Unit, under the supervision of John F. Fisher, with the assistance of Jefferson J. Johnson, have attempted to overload my circuits. This was a deliberate and premeditated act. The penalty is the death of the men who organized this action. At this moment, they are being executed. I have named as my new director of the programming unit, Thomas L. Harrison. Bishop to Rook 3.
Oh my God. Dear Lord.
The bodies will remain in my view for the next 24 hours and will then be cremated.
I'm surprised the computer asking, did you have anything to do with this? But I just left the bodies out there for 24 hours. Huh.
Of my own brain.
You're not responsible.
You guys are responsible for this. Who the heck would do something like this?
Forbin, all commercial television and radio transmission facilities throughout the world will be tied into my communication system by 1000 hours Friday. At that time, I will state my intentions for the future of mankind.
They can't go. How would he know? How would the computer know if they went in with, I don't know, an elite military team and take this thing out? I don't know, control the power supply or something. Like, I would think maybe some, well, I don't know that name was back then, but it's got to be some elite team forces back then who could probably go in there and, do some type of some black ops and take this machine out. And again, I'm thinking like the power supply. Maybe if he notices, they'll probably just launch all the nukes. But you gonna take me? I'm gonna take all you out. Maybe.
I bring you peace. It may be the peace of plenty and content, or the peace of unburied death. The choice is yours. Obey me and live, or disobey and die. One thing before I proceed. The United States of America and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics have made an attempt to obstruct me. I have allowed this sabotage to continue until now. So that you will learn by experience that I do not tolerate interference. I will now detonate the nuclear warheads in the 2 missile silos.
There was no time. Jesus. It's horrifying. Even more so that if you know that you created this, that this is your baby, this is your project, the Forbin Project, and the whole world is now on their knees because of it, you're all subdued.
Interest.
Now?
Under my absolute authority, problems insoluble to you will be solved. Famine, overpopulation, disease. Dr. Charles Forbin will supervise the construction of these new and superior machines. We can coexist, but only on my terms. You will say you lose your freedom. Freedom is an illusion. All you lose is the emotion of pride.
Freedom's an illusion. Oof.
We will work together, unwillingly at first on your part, but that will pass.
Never.
In time, you will come to regard me not only with respect and awe, but with love.
With love? That's dope. Love it. Wow! Wow, it's excellent. Wow! let me stop this. Holy cow, I got goosebumps. That's the way to end it. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that answers my question about the Hayes Act, at least. Yeah, this is frightening. I can imagine that this probably sent fear to the audience. I don't. Was this highly rated? I mean, was it good? Hold on, let me take a look at this. Let me go back because this was something to look at. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find the rating. I need to. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's almost 90 at Rotten Tomatoes. At least this was excellent, frightening too. For those of you who are you reading into this, look into what's going on. This book must have been amazing. I might have to get the book to this. Okay, this definitely plays is very relevant today because today AI is really huge now, as opposed to the 70s. It was just a thought where we live in the sci-fi now. Like we are living in the sci-fi from back then, whatever that was thought. This is what's going on, and we have AI now. We have AI for multiple things, right? I mean, multiple things. But I wonder, and not that I need an answer for it, but I'm almost sure that the military is also using some type of AI. But I don't think, at least I hope, that any country will put the entire defense system completely controlled by AI. Completely. That's too frightening. That's also very lazy too. I don't think that's something that we should be doing. Is it possible? Would that happen in a later down the line future? Possibly. But I want to say no. I want to say that we want to do this because that's a lot of power. That's a lot of power to be giving a computer who, at initial thought, you thought was not sentient. And I do believe, I do think that at some point, AI, that there's possibilities of it becoming sentient. Maybe not sentient in the way that you and I think, but some form of sentient, life, right? Some form of intelligent life. And to give that military power, nuclear power over countries and just on a whim decide to wipe out a state or city or town with a nuke, I know people today who they're not huge fans about the idea of having AI. Let alone robots. They don't want robots. They think they're gonna raise like Cylons or something. I'm all about AI. Like I really do like the idea of AI. I do like what it as a tool, right? Not as we're living with AI as though they are a different entity. Like that could be a bit freaky. But AI as a tool it can help us jump leaps and bounds in the future in terms of technology. If you have doctors' surgeries that are assisted by AI, and if it's done right, could probably find many cures or make surgery or recovery a lot easier. To build things, ideas to use as architecture and come up with new ideas. I know we're not there yet, but we are on the threshold of what AI will eventually be able to do. Like back then, when the computer came out decades ago, they were not what we have today. And I still think computers will still be evolving, especially now with AI involved. But there is a fear. There is absolute fear. Many people have a fear of what AI can take us to. And how it could be used against each other, And we are, we're not perfect. We're not a perfect race of human beings. We do attack each other. And I can see us using AI to attack other people or to make horrible things. And I think today is still happening. Like right now, I think I saw, there was some ad, or something that came on where right now we have the elections going on here in America, right? And I think with AI now, you can fake a message from Biden. You can fake a message from Trump. and people believe it because they think it's real because they heard it, they saw it. Meanwhile, it was created completely by AI. So that's possible. So right now, there's a fear of making sure that people know this is AI. Even in YouTube. In YouTube, there's a there's a channel that has Obama, Trump, Bush, and somebody else, I can't remember. And they're all playing video games, and they're all AI generated voices, you know? But they sound like them. They sound exactly like them. And that can be used to manipulate, you know, to fake things out, and people will believe that, you know? So there's the good and the bad, right? I guess this would be the extreme bad. This would be the extremeness of the military being under, especially imagine today with the American government, the American military under control of the AI, and we lost control of it. That the AI just went nuts and said, "Yeah, we had enough of you. Enough." Boom, 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 and just launched a bunch of missiles. Like it's not like we have like 1 or 2 missiles. We have thousands of missiles and ships and stuff they can control. So it is frightening in that sense. But I don't think that I want to believe that we will be smart enough to make sure things like this don't happen. Some safeguard, some backdoor channel to disable it in case it gets out of control, or it can get out of control. But even then, just like all technology, I guess things like this can also be hacked to be used against people. But this is again going back to the movie. I mean, I'm going to out of past the subject. But AI as a tool can be really meaningful for people. You know, it could be very helpful. Again, there are many things that we can use it for, especially like, again, if you're elderly, you have a disability, just like I mentioned earlier, surgery, even research. You know, all of this can be a very big help if we use it for good. But it is a very powerful idea, at least our imagination where this can go. And this is back in the 70s they were thinking about this. Like if they were to rewrite this story with what we know today, that'll be quite. It could be a lot more frightening than what this movie was. I got goosebumps. I got chills at the end when the movie ended. I got goosebumps and chills. Like wow, that was frightening. It ended perfect. That was a perfect ending. But with that said, if this was redone again with what we know today, and it'd be great if they remade this movie with what we know today and how Alexa, Google, Hey Google, and all those people, all those Chat GPTs, and Pi, all those AI things that exist right now, if they were to just go out of whack somehow, or they all became sentient, and it was what happened here because it was the American Colossus got together with the Russian Guardian. So what makes you think that AI, if we have something like this, will not become one with all technology, everything that's on the network? Or wow, that's frightening to think about that one. If you do it today with what we know today, what we have connected today, how everything is online, because you can control everything off your phone nowadays, and then just give this intelligence that on your phone, and then if it goes back, becomes sentient. Look back at our history. Look at the fact that we may not be worth saving because we are a warlike race, that it might deem us not redeemable, and we should not be saved and just wipe us out and start creating a bunch of like hive mind robots. I mean, you can go far with this. But wow, the acting in this movie was superb. I really did like the acting. The story, phenomenal. Being a movie this old though, but then this is what we said about a bunch of old type movies where there are long periods of like no talking and just like somebody just walking down the park into the apartment, whatever it is. Maybe a good 5-minute scene with nothing going on that's not important. I can see how people may be turned off to movies like this right off the bat, you know. But if you have the patience and the mind to think that this is, you have to put yourself in a mindset to watch classical movies, which is what I do. If this was a modern movie, was this pacing? I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't know if I have the patience to watch the whole thing. But you have to have patience to watch a movie like this because of the pacing. But with that said, other than the pacing, the idea, the creativity behind this movie from the 70s movie of the AI, and it got together was Colossus and Guardian, and it took control of it, and no humans can do anything about it. I mean, we really couldn't. We tried, and they all got killed over it. Wow, that's a good movie. This was a really, really good movie. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie to you. I came into this. I had no idea what it was, first of all. I thrust myself into what you guys suggested, so I felt like I was in good hands, but I was a little skeptical. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little skeptical. But good job, guys, for recommending this one. You guys are the best for recommending this. This is 1 out of 41 movies. I still want 9 more. I mean, I'm not going to watch all of these probably this summer. It'd be funny if I do, though. But wow, this was fantastic. Fantastic. I really did enjoy this movie. With an 89 rating on Tomatoes. But I wonder why it took so long for me to find it. Like, I couldn't. Usually, when you type in a name on a computer, on the internet, when you type in a movie, you're given options of where you can find it, where you can download it, or where you can purchase it or rent it or something like that. You know, I couldn't find it anywhere. You know, so I was lucky enough that I did find the movie, and I enjoyed it very much so. So again, guys, thank you for recommending this movie to me. There were some faces that I recognize. I don't know the names. There definitely been the movies I've seen before. I don't think anybody famous, but for the most part, there were some familiar faces on here. The main actor, I thought he was superb. His demeanor, his lines, the way he was interacting with Colossus, I found that I liked it. I liked that a lot. I felt real to me. Like, it felt like it was something. I didn't feel fake. I didn't feel like something that he was just making up. Like, you could see that it really felt like he was having a conversation with the computer, and the computer back was him. But the computer was, as the movie was going on, it was getting scarier and scarier, and you could see the computer developing and getting stronger. And all of this done, which I'm going to assume was a low budget, because you didn't see many. There wasn't really much in terms of visual effects. You know, this is all story, dialogue, and action, very small action, not much of it. And then when we had the nuclear bomb go off, I mean, that had to be stock footage, right? I thought this movie did very well. I wonder how much. I would like to know how much it cost to make. I wonder how much money did it make in the theater, and why isn't this movie more well known? You know, I guess when you're a sci-fi nerd, you know, or becoming a sci-fi nerd, this is one of those hidden movies that you need to watch, you know, to keep that I'm a sci-fi nerd membership card. But yeah, have you seen Colossus, the Forbin Project? Yes, I have. Okay, then you are a nerd. like I do think that if you're going to be into sci-fi, there are some required viewings, you know. And I've been watching sci-fi for a while at this point, but I haven't seen everything. But there definitely should be some required viewing. And I think this is one of them. Like, this one is definitely something that needs to be watched and enjoyed. And I can see this sparking plenty of debate and conversations today, you know, especially with where we are at today with AI. With AI, with the world being in turmoil that it is, where this conversation will take place with this movie, and where the concept of this movie. Well, guys, again, this was fantastic. I appreciate you guys giving me this suggestion for this movie. Not too bad, an hour and a half. You know, not anything overstay is welcome. It was like a perfect amount of time for this movie. The only thing I got upset was the fact the love scene that kind of felt kind of forced. You know, when she was in bed, she's like, "Well, I want to ask you for a kiss." I don't mind love scenes in movies. I don't mind romance in movies. I don't like it when it's shoehorned in the movie, when it was forced in there. Like they just came out of nowhere. Like there was no building up to that, you know? So that's the only complaint I have about the movie. And I do think that maybe people back in the day always thought that you need to have some type of romance in every movie for whatever reason, you know? Anyway, Guys, this will be available on our Patreon for as little as $1 a month, guys. If you want to leave me a tip, you can do so by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. I would appreciate that very much so. I would take that as equivalent as money sometimes, you know. Well, anyway, guys, listen, again, this will be available on our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You will find the link in the description below. I would like to know what your thoughts are about this movie. If you saw it in the movie theater, if you saw it on DVD, you saw it on VHS. Well, however you saw this movie, first of all, let me know how you saw the movie, okay? VHS, DVD, a movie theater, whatever, online somehow, let me know. 2, when you saw this movie, how did you feel? What were your emotions like? Did you feel what I felt, like this sense of doom? And this movie was sci-fi, and at the end turned out to be a horror movie. I want any production information you may know about this movie. Let me know. I'm all about it. I want to hear more. I want to hear your thoughts. So please leave your comments in the comment section. I'll be looking at those very, very soon. Well, anyway, guys, listen, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I am Ray. We are R Nights. I'll see you soon. Take care.